Hello, so today I'm going to be talking about things that I felt cursed about. And when I mean cursed, I meant like when I look at things that are common, what I see a lot of people do. That's what I meant by curses. So, first, let's talk about punctuations. So the reason I feel cursed about punctuations is back when I was in 3rd grade. I learned that you need to add multiple periods in a paragraph. So that's what I remember doing. I would add I would add periods but then I forgot about that. And then instead, when I look at the comments, I thought that you were supposed to use like uh paragraphs. No. Commas as the end of sentences in a paragraph. When I thought of a paragraph, I thought it meant like a very long typing or writing. That's what I meant. That's what I thought. But no, it means like end of sentences. When I realized that back in like April or May in 2024, it took that long for me to realize that you're actually supposed to use periods at to end of thoughts or end of sentences, not commas. Now here's the curse thing is that nowadays when I look at them and I look at the comments, I just feel jealous or feel I think feel resentful. I don't know. I feel annoyed that now I see a lot of people like use a lot of like a lot of periods in the middle of a paragraph, not at the end. I thought you use a back then. I thought you use a period at the end of a paragraph. You only use one, but now when I look at it, you're supposed to use like a periods at the end of sentences in the middle of a paragraph, it just annoys me. And so I just commonly sees that every time when I go down and I see that, when I see like a multiple periods thing, that's what I feel cursed about. That's the one thing I feel cursed about. And then another thing about paragraphs is when I look at mostly Reddit, but when I look at YouTube, Reddit, and other social media, I see parentheses, and of course you guys know what parentheses are. I look at a word, a few words, a sentence, like in the middle of two parentheses, and I got so tired of looking at them. Like I see that commonly. Like I look at that. I commonly see that on Reddit. I commonly see that on like any other social media. I mostly see it on Reddit. I just feel cursed about that. It's like you combine that and you put the multiple periods in a paragraph all together, and it's like a curse altogether. It's like it's trying to play with me. It's like it's trying to bother me. And so and it's just like it's there's nothing I could do about it. I can't stop that. And I have to see that for the rest of my life, and that's the thing I'm worried about. Now the next thing about feeling cursed about is Instagram. That's the next thing. So I see like YouTubers, like YouTubers like you go like do you they share like a like a description or like they put it on like a reaction when you see all these icons. Now most of them I see is Instagram. I see a lot of people use Instagram. Like no matter where I go, like in person or like in a video, like reaction videos. I even see people talk about it. Like it just like I see a lot of people use them like Instagram more than any other website. Like especially Facebook. Like they use Instagram just a tiny bit more than Facebook, or just a little bit more. So why do I feel cursed about this? It's because like back when like when I signed up to Instagram, I didn't know about a lot of people having Instagram until I had signed up to it. And I've seen a lot of people that I've known having Instagram. I think that's when it all started with that, with my annoyance over Instagram. And that's why I get so annoyed about seeing a lot of people using Instagram and just like especially just sharing it. sharing it to links and icons on the reactions and people talking about it. And especially like when they use them nowadays, like, and when I asked Ayana about that on Instagram about in a chat, I asked why do a lot of people have Instagram? Like why is there a lot why did they use Instagram a lot more than than the other websites? And then she says because it's the most accessible website and most modern. And that answer, like with that, it just annoys me that it's the most accessible one for whatever reason. And so yeah, that's what I think about Instagram, and that's why I feel cursed about that. Now, next thing I feel cursed about is wisdom teeth. Now, I've seen I think oh no, I think the reason I just feel annoyed about this is because back then I just didn't know the word about wisdom teeth. I had seen it before, but I just never. I think a friend of mine from high school, Sadie, she had them out. I think she had like a big towel, like a big I was she's just like like I assumed it was wisdom teeth. And I don't remember if her face was swollen. I don't know. I know. I just be sworn. But I've seen I then it wasn't until like when I just like in the back of the teeth, like I just realized that I just felt like what are those gonna come out? Like I just like it wasn't like until like May 2024 when I was looking at them, and I was looking at Reddit, they say they remove wisdom teeth out, and I just think and it just sort of gets me to like go back to the like videos, like talk about wisdom teeth, like from like Chili from SML. She had hers out, and I was just realized, oh, so that was wisdom teeth all along. That's why I've seen it all. So that's what it was all along. So so then now after I realized about that, and like that's ever since I learned about that, that's when I commonly see a lot of people talk about getting their wisdom teeth out. It's just like suddenly appears after I know the word of it, especially in YouTube videos and all that. It just that's another thing about accursed about is that every time I learn about something for the very first time, I see it commonly, and it just bothers me. It curses me, and it annoys me because a lot of people just know about it before I do. I just don't like that. And then another thing about wisdom teeth is that um oh yeah, actually why I get feel cursed about this because I feel annoyed that people don't talk about their time about having their wisdom teeth or like feeling uncomfortable their recovery after getting them out. I just feel resentful about that because nobody had told me about this about my wisdom teeth, or that way I would have known about the wisdom teeth or anything like. And I feel annoyed that nobody talks about it. It's like because it's like they don't talk about it as well. I am not knowing about what wisdom teeth are and the removal of that. And another thing about this, why I feel cursed about it, is like the biggest thing about the curse about wisdom teeth is that when I see especially when I see like in 2024 someone named Jeffrey Jackson Saxton, the lesbian. Well, no, he's a transgender. He had his wisdom teeth out on October 4th, and it wasn't long after until Old Man Yemian from in November and his nephew having their wisdom teeth out, and then it wasn't until after that. Oh yeah, and also in November, Jonathan, one of Aunt Grandpa's grandsons, had his wisdom teeth out, and then in March 2025 is when Aunt Grandpa's other grandsons had their wisdom teeth out. It's all like clustered together, like all of them happening almost at the same time with the wisdom teeth out, and that's why I see that as a curse. That's what triggers me, especially when I now know about it since 2024 and not earlier about that. So that's a curse about that. And then another thing, I think of one last thing to talk about. I think that this is the biggest curse. I've saved this for last. And what I want to say about it, the last thing is that I keep seeing people like mention about nephews and nieces. A lot of people, almost everybody's an aunt and uncle. I get so tired of that. And I see like my aunt-in-law, like, oh well, the aunt-in-law is not an aunt by blood, but she later became an aunt by blood, like recently in 2023. And then my friend Aiden has nieces. My friend John, he's not an uncle because he's the only sibling has a daughter, but his brother, that makes his brother an uncle. And then so. and especially like Bluey Chili, like she's gonna be an aunt by blood when Brandy, her sister Brandy, gives birth, like and then when I see like a history, a lot of nephews and nieces, I've I met a lot of people that are aunts and uncles. It just really bugs. It just really. It's like when you and an uncle is just getting old. Like I'm just tired of seeing that. It's just I'm looking at something new, and especially aunt and uncle. The reason why I feel cursed about it, like in the very first place, is because I see like aunt and uncle feel sounding old, and the reason that is and not grandparents, because you become an aunt and uncle without a choice because your siblings have children. It's just it just really bothers me about that. And I know that nowadays I'm gonna see like still and people have nephews and nieces like reactions videos and YouTube videos and all social media. I get so tired of that, and especially TV shows. Twilight, Sparkle having a niece, um Mickey Mouse having nephews, Donald having nephews, Minnie Mouse having nieces. It just that's so like that's what I see that like it's all over the place. Like um when I see like a lot of people talking about nephews and nieces like almost every day when I just see that, and I just feel a curse about that because I just hate because it's something I don't like hearing. And then one more thing about this is that, like I said, I didn't know about what cousins, nephews, nieces, aunts and uncles are until 2021, and then ever since after that, that's when I've seeing a lot of people talk about nephews, nieces, aunts and uncles, cousins, that because it's like I said before, when I talk about like every time I learn about something for the very first time, that's when I now see all people mentioning about it and what they are. Like it just and that's just a one thing, a cousin thing. Even though there's not a lot, I don't see a lot of people talk about cousins. That's just the one thing about cousins, a curse thing right there. Because I hear about that a lot after learning about what that is for the very first time. You get that? So what can I do is that I think I can do something that can help me help this curse go away. I can don't be mad when I say this, but I think if I pretend to criticize you guys, like anyone that's an aunt, uncle, have their wisdom teeth out, or like use these punctuations a lot, a lot of people use Instagram, maybe, or like learning things before I did, I can like criticize them. I can like pretend to get angry just so I could just so I could get rid of this curse. That way I don't see it often. You get what I'm saying? Like, no offense to you guys that have had all the same thing. It's just that I just think it's for the best. I'm getting sick and tired of this. Like, I'm just saying this nicely, okay? That is it for this video. Um, I'm saying it as fast as I could, just so people don't get clicked off. So that's it for this video. Bye.